Hello and welcome to part 3 of the Newcastle United Daily Podcast. Stop looking at me funny, Kev. What I mean by part 3, people, is we just had a few technical issues. We got through part 1, we got through part 2. We were about to do a bit of cheeky segueing right into part 3, where we're going to do a quiz, but it hasn't happened. So what we need you to do, if you want to listen to more than just our quiz, we need you to go back to the other recording to listen to our wonderful recap and review of the Newcastle versus Arsenal match, which I'm sure you all want to do because, you love our crack. I know you do.
And
Right.
I think Joe's head's fell off because now part 3 was only 2 separate episodes posted.
No, I
so
meant
just look
part
for
3
part
of the
1 and part 2.
pod. Listen to me, Kev, and they know what I'm talking about, right? Because I said part 1 and part 2 are
Look,
recorded previously.
Some Newcastle fans think Eddie Howe shouldn't be a manager. They'll be looking for part 2.
They don't
and
listen
think,
to
well,
us.
This is part 3.
We have sensible people listen to us.
Good point.
Give them some respect. Give
We'll
them
see.
some love. Kev, get it out your system because we need to start getting back to business here. So do you have anything else to say?
Come on, Kev, give it.
Come on.
It was all Nicola's fault.
Nicola's a massive sausage.
It was all Nicola's fault. That's just what I wanted to say, really. Yeah.
It was my fault. My laptop has not got the capacity to do with Kev today, so it turned off.
It can't deal with greatness.
It got sick of his face, so it shut down.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Pretty much.
Computer said no.
Nobody's getting sick of his face.
Love it.
Dear
Might have been, I mentioned Boomsong and Bramble together and it couldn't cope.
Wow. Because we had to get into both parts of the pod, obviously, because, he's already brought into the first part, so yeah. Any hooby doobies. Kev, can we go back to you for a relatively sensible part first, and then we will really do the final part of the pod that we were just about to touch on. So, can I have the sponsor from you, please?
Yeah, but I can't. Have you really just said any hooby doobies?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's horrendous.
I've got some awesome little random phrases.
That's I think one of the worst things I've ever heard. Anyway, this podcast is part of the Global Sports Podcast Network. The only network bringing you exclusive daily news and views on your Premier League team. The Premier League, women's football, and fantasy football. It's not bringing you anything from any hooby doobies. It's a unique listening experience that puts fans first, bringing you the very latest breaking news from your team. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and make us your first listen every day. Global Sports Podcast Network, every club, every day. Any hooby doobies.
That was just wonderful, Kevin. Kevin,
we've absolutely lost the plot. Just get it back on track, Joe.
Just blooming marvelous. Yeah, exactly. Can we just roll straight into this wonderful quiz that I'm going to now do your heads in with? Because
let's go.
I hope you win, Nick. By the way, because
wow,
that's being mean.
Hang on,
nothing's going to happen.
Why are you going to rip from my hooby
the stress was there of the technical difficulties, Cowboy Kev came out and made everybody laugh again.
Put your specs on, Kev. Go on. Sorry. Right. I wasn't even being mean. What the hell?
Oh, God.
Right, okay. We have got a quiz. As predictably, it's going to be based on Newcastle and Arsenal because, makes sense, right? So I've got 5 questions. I've left the longest one to last because it could just be a tiebreaker or whatever. We'll see how it's going until then.
Oh, God.
Ooh. But let's not risk any more technical issues and let's just get straight into it, people?
Yeah. Let's go.
Cool. So, nice and quick on this one then. So, we've won 1-0 in the last 2 home games, as we are fully aware, and as Arsenal are still crying about. So, we know we have won 3 home games in a row. So, what was the score in the 21-22 season? And I'll give you a bonus point if you can get these goal scorers bang on as well.
I know one goal scorer and I know the scoreline.
Right, what was the score?
The score was 2-0. That's the season we finished for the Champions League, so it was 2-0. Callum Wilson was definitely a goal scorer.
Why do I feel like Joe Willock was one?
Neither, you're right, but it was 2-0. I'll give you that.
It was 2-0.
At that point, you don't know who the goal scorers were then?
No.
Right,
Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was. Yep, one of them. Yeah.
And
he scored the last one. 85th minute, I think it was.
I don't know.
It was an own goal. Ben White.
I would never have got that.
So,
I thought Wilson because it was a deflected shot from Wilson and Bruno tapped it in. The keeper saved Wilson's shot and it fell to Bruno. And then
why didn't you say that then?
Well, because I thought Wilson scored, and then I realised it was Bruno.
Yeah, well, you got it wrong.
No Pinocchio over there.
I got it right. I got 2-0. You said 2-1.
Yeah,
I'm at least 1 up.
So, Kev, you get 1.5 points for that because you got one of the goal scorers. So I'll give you that. So you're on 1.5. You didn't get both goal scorers. So
yeah, it'll be 3 points available.
If you keep arguing, I'm stripping you the half. So
stop crying. You reminded me of Mikel Arteta.
I know. Wow. Just like that, eh?
1-0.
I know. I'm trying to stay on a positive trip because there has been a lot of negatives in the history of Newcastle v Arsenal. So there has been one Premier League season, only one unfortunately, but it has happened that we've taken all 6 points. Do we know what season it was? If you get it bang on, brilliant. If not, I'm just going to give the nearest one.
All 6 points.
All 6 points?
As in, yeah, home and away.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, it wasn't last season. We lost at the Emirates, didn't we?
Definitely Robson didn't do it. I remember. I'm going to go Keegan. I'm going to go 90.
Oh, we're going way back.
I don't know. I'm completely guessing. 95, 96. Was that no? When did we finish? I don't know. I don't know. 95, 96. My guess.
Right. What are you saying, Nick?
I'll go 98, 99. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, you were both in the right direction, being in the 90s, but Kev, you're very close, but just short of. It was 94, 95.
Oh, I just thought of Keegan and just thought 95, 96.
We did win again the first game in the 95, 96, by the way.
I hate playing Kev. I never win.
I just guessed because I knew it wasn't Robson. I just thought Keegan was successful.
It was a long time ago. We've got a rotten record recently, unfortunately. Apart from those wonderful 3 home games we've just talked about, there's been a hell of a lot of losses. So yeah, this one's a bit of a funny one, but it might just bring out some science knowledge if either of you've got any. So basically, the symbol for sodium, which is the actual taste of Arteta's tears.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
I thought it was quite clever giving this one. Salty as. So I want to know, do you guys know what the symbol for sodium is? I'll give you a clue. The letters are in our team's names. As in Newcastle and Arsenal.
Oh, NA.
See, I teed that right up for you, didn't I?
Science, I'm not. I haven't got a clue how that relates to
football.
Not a
science guy.
Yeah.
But I'd be proud of that one. Come on.
You know what? When you said, I'll be completely honest, I might have made a fool of myself if Nicola didn't jump in. When you said it includes, I was going to go like, well, it's got an S in because it's sodium. That's what I was going to go. No idea.
I think as soon as I said Newcastle and Arsenal, it might have been too much of a clue. So yeah, like the end of the year. But yes, bang on, Nick. Well done.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's because I was trying to look at something and I was thinking about being salty and I was like, ooh, I'm going sodium. I'm getting all geek on it. So anyway,
no idea.
Moving swiftly on. Non-science related now.
Thank God.
Back to football, pure football. Right. So in our famous 4-4 draw, we all know that Tiote, bless his heart, scored his only goal for the club, being the 4th, obviously. Do we know, or remember, should I say, who scored the other 3 for us? We don't need to know their scores.
Joey Barton got 2 and Leon Best got 1.
They did.
I know the Joey Barton one, but I didn't know the other one.
Yeah, Joey Barton scored 2 penalties, I think.
2 penalties, I was just about to say.
Leon Best's little bobble at the back post.
Yep.
Great game. Great memory.
I thought you would get it, to be fair, but yeah, well done. Yeah. So this one's a tough one, right? Because off the top of my head, I probably got it done 6, potentially 7. But there's been 15 players to play for both teams. Now, there's a lot of players in there that must be very old because I have never heard their names. Like, never, right? So, honestly, do not expect you to get more than half. Do you think you know?
Well, I'll get one.
Well, you will if you have a think. You will know some.
I will know one.
Well,
what up, Kev?
So, do you want to start guessing? As I say, I think I would have guessed 6 at a push 7, but I think I probably would have went with 6 personally. But what do you reckon, Kev?
I can probably get 3.
But Nick, do you want to go first? Because I've got a funny feeling Kev is really good at these.
Yeah,
he might know
Kev's
more because he would smash me.
So the obvious Joe Willock. Did Isaac Hayden play for Isaac Hayden play for Arsenal?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got him. Sol Campbell.
Yep.
I think I'm out.
Who's just signed for Arsenal?
I don't know. I don't follow Arsenal. Who has signed for Arsenal?
Mikel Merino.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course.
Mathieu Debuchy.
Yeah.
I know Andy Cole started there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Campbell, Willock, Hayden.
See, those were the 6 I knew, but then there is a 7th one that we all know who's a very famous Newcastle player. Very
famous.
Very.
Oh, Milburn. No, not Milburn. How famous?
Very.
I've said Andy Cole, right? Because he started.
Yeah, you said him. Yeah.
He's older than Andy Cole. He's older than all of us, but he's a very famous older player.
Supermac.
Yeah. Malcolm McDonald.
Malcolm McDonald.
Oh, yeah.
So honestly, I'll tell you what, Kev, if you get any of these other ones, you can just be the entire quiz genius, because I do not know any of these other players. I'm not going to lie. So if you know anyone else, fair play to you.
Really struggling. Like
this is a hard one.
Yeah, beyond
the
those
obvious
7.
ones, obviously, we both knew obvious ones. I mean, I think I added Debuchy to the obvious ones, and Marino and Andy Cole.
I haven't even heard of most of these names, but I'll start reeling some off, and if you know them, fair play to you, but I don't. Alex Cropley, Bob Benson, Bobby Templeton, George Easton, George Joby, not Jovi, Joby, Jock Rutherford. I think I've heard that name, by the way.
No.
Kenny Sampson.
I've heard of that one. I don't know why, but I've heard of Kenny Sampson.
Pat Howard. I've heard that name, but I don't know anything about him.
No, I wouldn't have got any of them.
Yeah. Strange enough, it's a funny one. I think I might ask my dad that question and see how many he gets off the 15, because he'll definitely know a lot of those.
Ask him before you listen
them all.
Yeah. Oh no, I think I'm going to ask him before he listens to this, definitely. It'd be interesting to see who Ian knows from those as well, because he will obviously know some of those players. Then again, I don't know how old some of those are. They could be like full on 100-year-old players, as far as I'm concerned. I've got no idea.
Yeah, me either. I don't know.
But yeah, fair play. That's the quiz.
Well, Kev wins. Shock.
As always.
Just pure greatness on this end of a microphone. What can I say?
Yeah. Well, no one said that ever, but okay.
He's got to have some talent, Nick.
He does. Yeah, he does. Yeah. It's a good job we love him.
A lot of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of talent.
A lot of talent.
Good place to wrap it up, Joe.
I think it's perfect, I'll be honest. It's been a pleasure as always. We've managed to get the end, which is an absolute Brucey bonus.
My greatness. Great place.
Sorry, guys.
Wow, Kev, you had to stop talking then. I'm in control. Sorry.
Greatness.
Right. As I say, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow or the day after, whenever you're lucky enough to see my face again.
The GOAT.
Toodaloo. There's one for you. Bye.
Bye.
Every club. Every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.